Indianapolis Motor Speedway will host a unique kind of an event next year along with Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're calling it the Hendrick 1100, as Kyle Larson will compete on the same day in both the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. It's been done before, but this one seems to have a little bit different flavor, as we heard from the president of Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Doug Boles, and the VP of Charlotte Motor Speedway.
We were officially unveiling the liveries that Kyle Larson will do in the Hendrick 1100 when he's driving his number 5 Hendrick car and then his number 17 Aero McLaren car here in the Indy 500 and then on to Charlotte to do the 600. And we're so excited for race fans to be able to see Kyle Larson at the 2 greatest races in the world on the same day, Sunday, Memorial Day weekend next year.
Now, in your role as president here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, you get to do a lot of neat things, but how cool is the Hendrick 1100?
It's unbelievably cool, right? We talk about the double all the time, but then when you can take somebody like Rick Hendrick and Hendrick Motorsport and add him to the dynamic, or to that whole, the dynamics of all that, is really, really cool. And next year is going to be the 30th anniversary of Rick's win here with Jeff Gordon when we started the Brickyard, so it'll be a big year for him. Now, Greg and I from Charlotte, we just got to figure out how to get a bunch of fans to do the 1100.
Greg, this kind of dual promotion not only benefits the teams and the drivers, but clearly it benefits the fans.
It's the greatest day of motorsports. We were talking earlier, if you think about this is the Mount Everest of motorsports, right? That 5 of the drivers prior to Kyle have tried this out. And that with Kyle's resources, being with Aero McLaren, and then, with Hendrick's resources, all of that coming together, I mean, there's a real chance this happens. What a greater day than to have, say Kyle Larson wins the Indy 500. We were talking about, the compressed time scale that would occur. How energetic the fans would be to see Kyle win this race and want him to win the Coca-Cola 600.
And Greg Walter, of course, is the executive VP of Charlotte Motor Speedway, the second half of the Hendrick 1100. And you touched on it. This could actually happen. This could be both ends of a doubleheader for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Doug and I have talked about it. Doug and I have been friends for several years now. We both sit on the Road Racing Industry Council. And we talk about just what a great day of motorsports it is. It's the best day if you're a motorsports fan. How do we get fans to experience this? A lot of logistical challenges, but we're both promoters at heart. We got a heart for those who love what we do. And being able to offer that opportunity, I think, is something we're trying to figure out. But how exciting would that be to be able to do the double?
I just grin thinking about it. Doug Boles, on behalf of the PRN contingent here on IMS Radio, thanks for letting us come back up and enjoy the wonderful facility. It's one of the highlights of the year coming to broadcast at this venue.
Well, we love having you guys here, and you tell the story better than just about anybody when you can hear what you guys do. The entire PRN radio team tells racing stories in a way that nobody else can. TV's great, but you guys are better. The way you just create that, and 287 days from now, you get to help us do the Hendrick 1100 as we start here and then head on down to see Greg and Charlotte. It's going to be a blast. We can't wait to do it with our fans.
I know 2 fans that would love to do the double again. What do you think, Doug?
Yeah, myself and Alexis Erickson got to go up there and actually do what was dubbed the Doug Double.
The Doug Double,
where I worked on pit road for the IMS radio network for the 500, and they jetted us back to Charlotte to call the Coca-Cola 600, won by Carl Edwards. And Juan Pablo won the race up there. That was the 99th running.
Yep, the 99th running. Yep.
And by the way, the other drivers that have done the double before, John Andretti was the original double driver. Robby Gordon, Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart.
Yep.
All right. We'll talk a little bit more about it. I think this is a big deal. The cars look cool. He's going to be in a legit car.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think from both aspects. We've had people do really well before. I think Kurt did really well in his double experience. But when you think about Kyle Larson and what people are saying, he's a generational talent. He's one of the best race car drivers in the world. He goes and wins the Knoxville Nationals, and the next day he's unveiling his Hendrick 1100 car and then running in the Verizon 200. He's just kind of like a renaissance man when it comes to racing. And I think if there's anybody that can do it, it's Kyle Larson.
And I like the fact that the speedways are behind this. This is a big promotion.
Huge.
This a joint presser with Charlotte Motor Speedway and Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Folks, 10 years ago, that was unimaginable. They were butting heads. They were competing for attention. Now they realize, okay, let's put this out here and offer it up for the fans and the public to consume.